All right, looks like we're live here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Keyboard Warriors, presented by CrossbonesMMA.com. I am your host, Eddie Law. With us tonight, well, no Aaron Robbins, obviously, but from Standing Bang Radio and Gem City Fighting, the Conrad McGillicuddy nut hugger himself, Fred Kirby, and of course, Justin Huffman. You've seen him before on the show, writer extraordinaire. Fred, how you doing, man? How you feeling about this weekend?
I'm great, dog. I'm super fucking excited. It's finally here. It's time to shut all you mouthy pricks up once and for all.
Justin, do you share that? Do you think we're gonna see an Irish uprising in the 145 division?
Dude, fucking Fred, dude, I'm on your side here. Don't show that hostility towards me, you fucker. I'm on the Conor bandwagon too.
God damn it! All right.
Well, this is now. This fucking show just got interesting, Eddie.
It just got flipped. No, Aaron's not here to fucking.
Point in Santa Cruz.
Aaron's not even here to back me up. What the fuck?
I know. Aaron's pussy's bleeding tonight, so he can't. You're fucked.
Oh man, I hope he's watching this right now. Anyway, fucking, let's kick off with some shit that went down just a few days ago. USADA actually banned or was talking about banning. They didn't implement it yet because of all the all the complaining from fighters and managers and even promoters. But USADA's banning IVs. We're talking about banning IVs. It just sounds like a terrible idea to me. Fred, what do you think?
I think it's a great idea.
Okay, why?
Because me and Dr. Feelgood was talking about this earlier, man. I think the fucking weight cutting thing's kind of an issue. It's gotten out of fucking hand. Fuckers are dying on the scales. People are doing all this crazy shit. Listen, if you need a fucking IV to pump water fucking into your veins, that's how bad off you are, so that you can actually fight 24 hours from now, you don't need to cut that much weight. Fucking period. I think it's fucking good. It's a good thing for the sport, man. It's enough with these fucking heavy weight cuts. If you fucking can't make the weight, then move up. And if it's one of those deals where you're going to be fucking, I think me and Dude was talking earlier, I think it'd be nice to see, once it comes to fight week, 10 fucking pounds. No more, Jack. You can't cut no more than 10 pounds once it's that fucking Monday of fight week, because everything else is fucking crazy and it's super unhealthy and it fucking almost unevens the playing field. I hate to fucking say it, but Dr. Feelgood brought up the point of Conor McGregor. He cuts a lot of weight, man. He's a huge 45er. Some of you cute little cocksuckers would make the point that that's flat unfair, that he's way bigger than these guys on fight night. So I think it's not such a bad idea, man. I could see it being okay. Of course, everybody's going to get their panties in a ruffle, and it'll probably never fucking happen. But it's what probably should happen to keep everybody fucking safe.
Yeah, and look, I think if you're going to do the no IVs thing, man, maybe even, like I agree with the whole 10-pound thing. California was talking about not banning weight cutting, but limiting weight cutting to about 10 pounds or so, the week of the fight or whatever they were talking about. So this has been discussed before. The IVs thing's taking it up another notch. Justin, what do you think about this IV thing?
Dude, the fucking overpowering man bun took it right out of my mouth, dude. I ain't got nothing else better to say. He stole it from me. I ain't got shit. I ain't got shit for you, Jack. Fucking Fred took it from me, but dude, I completely agree. I think it's fucking retarded. I mean, Mike Dolce and all those guys can bitch all they want because they want the fighters to train like this, but fuck them. If it comes to my health and dying, or going on the scale and all of a sudden I pass out and I'm in the hospital room, if it comes between that and getting someone paid because that's their profession now, I want my fucking health, dude. I want to live until I'm fucking 60, 70, not until I'm in a hospital bed, where you got to shoot shit into me and keep me alive, but I want to live to see, my kids grow, so fuck that shit. Get rid of the IVs. If you can't make the natural weight cut, then you need to move up the fucking weight, straight up.
It seems like I have a Fred and a half on the show with me today. I'm fucked. But I wish Andrew's fucking microphone worked and get his ass on here. You can back me up. Speaking of Andrew tweeting over, he's saying bye beard. And speaking about Kirby's beard this weekend.
But he's very confident in Chad Mendes. I'll say there's Andrew has a shadow of a doubt that Chad Mendes is going to knock the shit out of Conor McGregor. So he has it all riding on the line too with all of his fucking talk.
You know what though? I hate to say that I'm not that confident in Chad Mendes. So I'm just not. But anyway, let's talk about one more thing here before we get to 189. The UFC with Reebok, in the most disastrous way possible, revealed its garbage-ass UFC fight kit. We're talking jerseys, shorts, and I mean, look, the images put out there, the videos put out there, the weird-ass runway walking. They repeated UFC fight kit about 30 times with countries after it. They had everybody out there. They had Kane, Ronda, I think Johanna was out there. And it's a weird thing. The whole thing's kind of ridiculous, and I think Reebok fucked that big time. But Justin, what do you think when you saw the kits themselves and the presentation of the kits?
It was completely fucking retarded. Completely fucking retarded. I mean, how do you misspell names on one of the biggest moments of the deal itself? How do you? I don't. It flabbergasts me. And then you see these fighters come out just completely ragging it. I mean, the media people and us casual fans didn't even have to rag on the fucking thing. You got fighters coming out and ragging on it. We could have just sat back and been like, haha, and fucking take screenshots and repost that shit. I mean, it was completely retarded. I don't have much to say about it. I wouldn't wear that shit, and I sure as shit I'm not paying $100 for that shit neither.
And that's the thing. The NBA has jerseys. Like most NBA jerseys, if you buy them legit, are about $125. Football jerseys, I think it's about that much, right? Look, man, I'll be honest. I don't pay that much for my jerseys. I pay the way lower rate of $35, and they come from overseas from our Asian brothers and sisters. All right, but
Yes,
okay,
sir.
I'm not paying $95.
Fucking sweatshops.
Hey, someone's gotta buy 'em. Anyway. But look, overall though, I'm not buying a shirt with a misspelled name on it and it says UFC on the front and a big old Reebok thing. Fred, you saw the whole UFC fight kit thing. You and I were actually just shitting on it for like days on end. What do you think of it?
Yo, listen. You two seem like two relatively hip cats, younger hip cats. Let me ask y'all a question. How many pairs of Reeboks you got in your fucking closet right now? That was fucking good, and we didn't set that up as far as I know. We didn't set that up. That shit just happened. That's my fucking point. Reebok fucking sucks. Me too. Fucking, I'm sure even Dr. Feelgood don't got no box in his closet. Reeboks ain't been popular since Juvenile was a fucking top-selling artist.
I gotta say, I got one thing. I do have one Reebok jersey in my closet.
Yeah,
One football jersey, but kicks, hell no.
I don't buy Reebok shoes.
That's the point, man. Reebok is just not. It's not a great company, man. Like I said before, like it's kind of like when UFC did that deal with Mickey's. They didn't really want to fuck with Mickey's. They wanted to be with Bud Light. That's where they wanted to be the whole time, and they had the plan, and it worked. But now they are fucking with Mickey's, man. Reebok is the equivalent of Mickey's. Nike is where they wanted to be, man. That's who should be sponsoring the UFC. I don't know why they couldn't get that deal done. And bet your sweet ass that's the deal they wanted. I'm no fucking marketing genius. Believe me, DW wanted Nike in the octagon, not fucking Reebok. But for whatever reason, Reebok's the one that ended up getting the fucking deal. But Reebok's not that great of a company. So this is what you see. Fucking misspelled names, a weird runway show. Fuck, the outfits themselves are hideous. And that is low-key a problem. Like, they fucking suck. I just tweeted that out earlier. Those fucking things that they're selling to the public, I mean, no bullshit. Underground fucking fashion designers are probably making way doper designs than that shit. Like, that shit just sucks. Nobody's really going to buy that like that, man. And I think this is going to end up being a really bad decision. I think it's one of those things where they had good intentions, and it seemed like it would be a good idea, but this shit just seems like it's blowing up in all the wrong fucking ways, man.
No, and I agree with that, dude. And the thing is, too, during the presentation, not only did they misspell shit on shirts, they mispronounce fucking names. It's almost like someone made a joke saying that Mike Goldberg was asked to basically help them with the pronunciations, which is basically correct. They said Velasquez when King it up there. I'm like, that was just dumb as shit. But the other thing about them too is they're also selling other shirts on their Reebok website. Kirby, you got to take a look at those. What do you think of those shits?
They're whack, man. They're whack. And like I've been saying, it's what you would expect Reebok to do. The designs are simplistic. They're fucking stupid. They're not cool. Like for the fighters T-shirts, they got like just like a picture of the fighter and then a little fucking paragraph of it's fucking whack as shit, man. Like I don't know who would buy those T-shirts or who the fuck they got in their design departments that they think like this is going to work. It was horrible, dude. Like I said, man, this whole Reebok deal seems like a bad idea in every possible way.
You know what? It seems like it was a terrible deal for everybody but Reebok. Reebok has gotten a shitload of publicity off of it, either negative or positive, but it's there.
True.
Everybody's talking Reebok. So, real quick, Andrew Reed tweeting over, saying, hang on. Oh, he says Nike wouldn't go for the piss poor deal the UFC and Reebok have. They're too switched on. And I mean, look, I probably
he's right.
Yeah, he's right. But DW would have wanted that Nike deal for sure. I mean, they turned Michael Jordan into a brand by himself. Oh, Mike Jordan did that, but they helped him do it. So
No, dude, Nike is Bud Light. Nike is Harley Davidson. Don't make no mistake about it. Nike's what they wanted, and I'll bet your sweet ass had Nike done the deal, all this shit would be different. The uniforms would be fly, names would have been spelt right. That cheesy ass runway show probably would have been a lot different. Nike's just a better company overall, man, and you know the proof is in the pudding. Like I said, who's got fucking a pair of Reeboks anymore?
yeah, nobody does.
Look
All
out
right.
for one other thing to look out though, when these labor deals go up for, you know, the NFL, NBA here in a few years, look for that Nike deal to possibly get done though.
But how long is the Reebok deal for? Ain't it like a 7-year deal or some shit?
It's like 6 or 7, something like that.
There's got to be some sort of clause or something in it, you know. There's got to be some sort of get out, you know. There can't be just straight up 7 years. Fuck off. We give you our life, and this is what you get, Reebok. I hope DW and the rest of the crew were a little bit smarter than that.
Well, maybe you're onto something, Justin. If that's the case, then maybe it does do the whole Mickey's Bud Light thing. They rock Reebok for a couple years, look like jerk-offs, and then finally they get the big boy Nike deal done, and they move to Fox and Nike and Bud Light and the whole most of it. Maybe.
Go ahead.
I'm just thinking, you know, the NFL, you know, they're already talking about the players' union are gonna opt out of their clause, you know, and they're gonna fight it, and that may be a year or so. That's gonna be a huge thing. NBA is getting that big TV deal. Obviously, the players are gonna want more, so we could see some pretty, you know, extensive holdouts and layoffs here from work from other unions. So I mean, that'd be opportune for UFC to jump in.
No, for sure. And the thing is, UFC wants to be mainstream as fuck. They want to be the NFL of fighting. I mean, that's their quote, basically. So,
yes, sir.
Yeah, so they definitely want to go that way. All right. Excuse me, I fucking have no issues. Let's talk about UFC 189 this weekend. The reason we have the beard, the clean beard, what do we call it? What do you want to call that bet, Fred?
It's the fucking beard bet, right? My fucking dope
let's
ass,
do it.
fancy ass, beautiful ass beard is on the line. And Sam Alvey, I know you're not fucking watching, but don't think I forgot. Your fucking ginger ass beard's on the line too. So I hope it's growing full. Not that there's anything I can do about it if it's not, but I'm holding you to it, goddammit.
Got to tag him in this shit when this shit's over.
I will. I'm sure Fred will too. So, all right. So let's talk about UFC 189. Well, obviously headlined by I can't talk. Conor McGregor and Chad Mendes, co-headlined, I guess, by and I'm saying I'm guess, and I'll make the point in a second. Robbie Lawler against Rory McDonald for the welterweight title. But the reason I say it's I guess it's co-headline because no one's talking at all about that second title fight on a pretty decent card, to be honest with you. Justin, what do you think about that? The lack of promotion for Lawler and McDonald.
Well, I was listening to Stan and Bane earlier. The boys do a hell of a job over there, Freddie and fucking Aaron. But you know, I mean, they're hurting themselves. You know, Rory McDonald and Robbie Lawler are hurting themselves with this shit. They have all the opportunity in the world to take advantage of this shit, and they're not. You know, Conor McGregor's stealing the show. Even Chad Mendes isn't even. I mean, he's just saying his little shit. Conor, I'm going to hit you with my right hand, whatever, what the fuck not. Conor is what makes him embedded. He's what makes the show. And, you know, it'd be nice to see a fucking welterweight champion like Robbie Lawler step up and, you know, do a little something. These guys are sitting in the back just chilling, Gideon. They're fucking not even really talking shit to each other, you know. It's kind of lame ass. I'm kind of looking forward to some of the other fights, you know.
Yeah, I hear you, dude. And here's the thing about it, too, is I don't know who's teaching Team Alpha Male how to talk shit, but they're doing a terrible fucking job, dude, for sure.
Fucking agreed.
Yeah, and I think even Firas Zahabi was talking about hiring Conor McGregor to give Rory McDonald his pep talk, like $100,000 to give him a pep talk for his fight. So that's kind of funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, but Fred, what do you think about the lack of promotion for that second fight? It's a hell of a fight. Lawler and McDonald's gonna be a good fight. Could possibly steal the show. Are they hurting themselves by not talking?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's all their fault. You know, Justin makes a good point. Here's the deal, man. Conor McGregor brings a shitload of eyeballs where they normally aren't. All these press conferences and shit, all of a sudden, they're a big fucking deal, and Rory and Robbie just happen to be in on the fun. So they got a lot more people, a lot more fucking news and media outlets paying attention to them than normal. This is the perfect time for them to say some off-the-wall shit. And here's the good thing about it. It doesn't always have to be trash talk. If all of a sudden Robbie Lawler tried to act like Conor McGregor, it would get the fucking Ben Rothwell laugh treatment. Like, wow, that was fucking weird. But you inject a little bit of your personality into it. Fedor hardly said anything, but he still was fucking interesting. He was so quiet and stoic, and he didn't look at his opponent. He had a fucking thing. Rory McDonald needs to just create a thing or something. They need to have some kind of fucking persona to give us. They got people paying attention. They don't need to talk shit to each other and try to act like something they're not. But, you know, what the fuck? They are fucking famous fighters and slightly entertainers. They need to give us something, you know, to care about. Rory should talk about how he's the fucking next great Canadian hope. Maybe he should say, fuck a George. George who?
George fucking who?
Anybody ask me a question about George St. Pierre, I'm not answering shit from you no more. I'm fucking Rory McDonald. I'm going to be the next champ. I'm the motherfucker from Canada that y'all should be rooting for. Fuck Robbie. That's what's up. Like, they need to do something, man. Don't sit there and be so fucking quiet. And the truth is, he probably feels like that deep down. You think fucking Rory McDonald still enjoys getting asked about George? That motherfucker quit like 3 years ago, Jack. Fuck George St. Pierre. I'm about to fight for the belt. Ask me some questions.
Shit, I bet people are even asking him about it, too. I bet people are sitting there asking Rory, like, hey, where the fuck is GSP at TriStar and shit?
Exactly. And you know, fucking, you know, Rory's so sweet and polite. I don't know. George is around. He's this, he's this. He teach me train. Fuck that shit. You're the new king. You should act like it or do something. Give us some. I tell you what, I'll bet you if he did that, all of a sudden, he makes every fucking little bullshit, goofy fucking MMA website on the fucking internet. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, everybody cares because Robbie said FGSP. Even if it's taken out of context.
They're also really, I feel they're missing out really on the global fan base here. They did that whole fucking world tour for this pay-per-view. You know, you got fucking Ireland, you got the Irish coming over from fucking Ireland to watch this fight. You got Canada, they went to Brazil for this shit, you know. Robbie Lawler and Rory McDonald could really create some new fan base. They show a little spark, do a little something, and, you know, they get more notoriety for, you know, when they do headlines for other pay-per-view cards themselves or fight nights. You know, fucking, you'll have another country watching you instead of just the U.S., but they're failing on all points right now.
I agree. And you know what? That's the problem I have when people bitch about it being too WWE-like. Go fuck yourself. I love that shit. If all of a sudden Robbie Lawler stood up in the thing and said, you know what, Conor McGregor, shut the fuck up. I'm getting sick and tired of you stealing all the shine. Of course, they're never going to fight, but the interest it would build. It's different than boxing. We got our own thing with MMA. They have to fight, man. That's the type of shit that we all fucking love. If all of a sudden Robbie Lawler and Conor McGregor had a beef, even though they'd never fight, it's still the shit that we all give a flying fuck about, man. It's enough with the humdrum.
You know what? Here's the thing. You know, first of all, I'm announcing the opening. Oh, no, I'm announcing Fred Kirby's ability to be booked by any gym anywhere, by any manager anywhere. Teach your fighter how to shit talk. He's gonna make it worth his while money wise, but he will teach your fighter how to talk some shit because obviously, if he's calling you out like Rory McDonald, you don't know shit about shit talking. So call my boy out in Dayton. He'll help you out. All right. So the other fight, obviously on this card, the one with the beard bet, Conor McGregor taking on Chad Mendes. Jose Aldo, obviously everybody knows, pulls out due to rib injury, a real rib injury according to the X-rays and all that shit, which is great. I'm glad it's real. But it's still, we get Chad Mendes. We don't get Frankie Edgar. We don't get anybody else. We get Chad fucking Mendes. And the problem with Chad Mendes is that his nickname is Money. And I can't stand it because his nickname is Money, so I call him Chad Mini Mendes. And that's the thing. McGregor's been calling him forever. All right. But at the same time, look, it's a good fight. Okay. Conor McGregor might have a worse matchup, just like some people have been saying. Fred, Chad Mendes against Conor McGregor. How do you feel about this fight?
I don't know. I think you're just a fucking personal hater, Eddie. I don't think it's that bad of a fight. Jesus Christ, Chad Mendes, come on, man. I mean, Frankie Edgar's the only other fucking suitable substitute. Like, Chad Mendes is the best possible fight they can make since Jose's out of the fight, man. He, like, for all the shit talk that me and English like to have with the mini Mendes, like we were just saying before we went live, man, I think Chad Mendes is almost a worse matchup for Conor. He's got some fucking high-level grappling. He stays in good shape. Listen, that's one thing about Jose. Jose's conditioning has always been kind of questionable. Sometimes he looks fine, and sometimes, like in the Mark Hominick fight, he tends to start getting pieced up in the 4th and 5th round and looks like he was down there eating acai a little too much. Chad Mendes has never really had that problem. Chad Mendes is a beast, man. He's fucking always in good shape. One thing you got to give those fucking alpha male pricks, they're always ready to rock, man. They look like they just sit around posted up on the beach doing push-ups all day. Like, they're fucking ready to rock, man. And he does punch very, very fucking hard. He's arguably the hardest one like hit puncher in the division. He's got one punch knockout power, man. So if Conor McGregor is not very careful in this fight, it could fucking go bad quickly. What the fuck? So obviously, I'm still picking Conor to win. I think he's a bigger guy. I think he's a way better striker, and I think that he'll be able to make Chad fight him at range. But you know, it's an interesting fight, man. I would not be terribly surprised to see Chad make it a very different fight. It's exciting as fuck, dog.
Are you nervous? Are you nervous at all about losing your beard?
Well, like about the idea of losing my beard, or about kind of.
Let's say the idea.
I'm not fucking thrilled about it as far as it goes, but yeah, I mean, it's whatever.
All right. Justin, we haven't talked to you in a while, actually. What do you think about this? The whole Jose Aldo, rape injury situation, and then ultimately Chad Mendes getting the call.
Dude, everybody needs to get off fucking Jose Aldo's case for a second. The picture came out. It clearly shows that his rib's fucking broken. Jump off your high horse and fucking leave him alone, dude. It's a cracked rib. It's broken. You can see it. It's fucking broken. I mean, he's not a bitch. Conor needs to shut his fucking mouth, too. He didn't bitch out of the fight. He would have fought Conor. It's not like Conor's a fucking god. Jose Aldo's a champion for a reason. He's fought the toughest of the tough. He's fought 4 times in 1 year before, not too long ago. I mean, fuck, dude. Give the champ a little credit. He will come back, and he will fucking fight Conor McGregor. But fact of the matter is, Chad Mendes, I think, is a worse matchup. Everyone wants to keep talking about his wrestling, though. I mean, when was the last fucking time we saw Chad Mendes actually wrestle fuck somebody or try to wrestle fuck somebody? And the last time he tried that, what happened to his ass? He got knocked out fucking cold, Jack. That's what happened. Sorry to take your word, Kirby, but that's exactly what fucking happened. He got the knee to the chin and he went to sleep is what the fuck happened.
Real quick, Kirby's proud as fuck you to say Jack, all right? And he wants to tell that Ohio bullshit to the world, okay?
But listen though, there is that famous fence grab too with that knee.
Oh,
so there
was that, but fucking he sure as shit got planted in the next fucking century with that knee though.
Kirby, any fear that Conor McGregor can't stop a takedown?
Man. Honestly, we don't really know, do we? Honestly, we don't really know, man. I mean, that's why this is such a good fucking fight. I'm assuming we'll find out. Chad Mendes has had some success with his striking, and I think he's actually kind of fell in love with knocking people out. But he's a smart guy. I think that he, at some point in this fight, will revert to his wrestling, and we'll find out. I think he can. I think he's no fool. I think he trains hard as fuck. And I think that he knows to be working on that fucking wrestling. Everybody, especially cocksucking Dr. Feelgood, wherever you are, he loves to bring up the fact that the first time that Conor gets in trouble, or that he did get in trouble against, what's the little Irish prick's name, Joe Duffy?
Yeah.
That he folded quickly. That was a long fucking time ago, Jack. So did Robbie Lawler against fucking Jake Shields way back when. I don't think that happens no more neither. You know what I'm saying? I think that he has shored up the wrestling. And another thing that Dr. Feelgood has alluded to, Conor's huge for the fucking division. Chad has been able to bully a lot of people around, but I think Conor's too big to get muscled around by Chad. And I think he's learned enough defensive wrestling technique to stay on his feet. Now, could Chad Mendes land that bomb? That's another question. Anybody can land a big fucking shot. Conor will need to be careful with that.
Yeah, Justin, look, let's talk Chad Mendes real quick because you were talking about his wrestling. When was the last time we saw him wrestle anybody? That's a good question. But like Fred just said, Conor's huge 145. He's got the reach advantage and the height advantage and all that kind of shit. Is that going to be the factor? Do you think that Conor's able to use his striking well enough to stop Chad Mendes from shooting for a takedown and basically just outbox him and then end up TKOing him at some point?
I think it is, but man, I think Conor needs to be a lot more precise and he needs to be a lot more detailed in this fight because I think he fights too tentatively. He likes to bait people. He likes to punch himself in the chin and try to draw him in and shit, keep his hands down. Chad Mendes hits him with that one shot, dude. We'll see Conor McGregor turn heads and fall face first on the canvas, man. It will happen, and he needs to fucking not do that. If he wants the interim title, he needs to keep his fucking hands at a distance, or he needs to keep them somewhere, because if Chad lands that shot, dude, it's going to be power that he's never felt before. Dustin Poirier didn't hit him with anything crazy. His last fighters that he's fought have never hit him like Chad will hit him if he keeps his hands down. I got Conor winning the fight, but man, this fight makes me a lot more nervous than the Jose Aldo fight, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I'm there with you. Fred, you got this. You got to Andrew Reid with your little WWE comment. He tweeted over this great picture that I would put
I
up.
love that.
Hold up. There it is. There it is. All right. So it says, if you guys can read it. Ah, fuck. I can't stop moving. There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
There, fuck off and all the other shit. So Andrew Reid giving you the fuck off for the WWE shit. He hates wrestling. He really does. I'm not a fan of it either anymore. I used to be when I was fucking 8. But at the same time, no. But
whoa. First off, Andrew Reid, you fuck off, sir. Never did I say I was a fan of the WWE. I said I like the fucking antics in the MMA context where we actually fight each other. It's still fucking cool, though. It adds excitement to our sport. But I don't want to go watch The Rock wrestle around in panties. No.
Me should take Ronda Rousey, though.
Fuck, man.
All right, fellas. Let's keep talking about the UFC 189. Also on the card, Dennis Bermudez against Jeremy Stephens. If my computer would actually work. They're talking, Dennis Bermudez against Jeremy Stephens. People not giving Stephens a chance in this fight at all. I haven't seen anybody pick the Little Heathen. Justin, what do you think of this?
Dude, I love the Little Heathen, but, dude, his takedown defense is just garbage. It's been garbage. It's always been garbage. I mean, you got Charles Oliveira taking you down, doing whatever the fuck he wanted. The fight before, Cub Swanson was fucking taking him down, doing whatever he wanted. He's got little movement. He doesn't move around very well. He likes to stay on his heavy leg, and he likes to trade blows. And he either gets his lead leg eat up or he gets taken down. And Dennis Bermudez, man, he's gonna get into his face. He's gonna throw bombs, and then he's gonna grab him. And like I already said before, then he's gonna fucking dump him on his head. And he may not knock him out with that dump, but he's going to get dumped on his head a few times, and at the end of the fight, he's going to be like, oh, shit, now I've lost 3 in a row. What the fuck's happening?
Yeah, definitely. Fred, I know you and Aaron probably talked about this fight. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, the cocksuckers on Stand and Bang did pick the fucking Little Heathen, both of them. But here's the thing, man. I think that Jeremy Stephens does really good against the right type of fighters. Styles make fights, man. Jeremy Stephens is a fucking really good striker with a lot of power. And if somebody chooses to fucking decide to get in a kickboxing match with Jeremy Stephens, he's got a chance against damn near anybody. But if you have a game plan, like I'm sure Dennis Bermudez will, and you're willing to throw a couple big fucking bombs just to get a hold of Jeremy Stephens and neutralize his striking power, yeah, I don't want to say this should be an easy win for Bermudez, but as long as he doesn't take no fucking major risks, he should be able to coast to victory over. He's got one thing to kind of look out for: Jeremy Stephens striking at range. If he can avoid that, it's his fight to lose.
All right, I completely agree with you on that one. Actually, I don't think I like Jeremy Stephens a lot, but I don't think he's gonna win that fight. I think Bermudez is gonna coast to a win, just like you were saying. But I also agree with the at range. Jeremy Stephens is not a bitch on the feet, so. That's kind of what we've got to look out for. All right, here are your times for UFC 189. The prelims on Fight Pass start at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. The prelims on Fox Sports 1 are 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And the main card only on pay-per-view, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. I completely 100% recommend you go to a bar or a friend's house and everyone pitch in. Actually, no, take it back. Don't go to a bar. Go to your friend's house and pitch in, because that bar is going to be retarded, all right? Don't fucking bother going. It's going to be full. All right. So, what the other things we got to get going on this weekend before we whoa,
wait a minute.
What do you want to go?
Did we just fucking bitch about everybody fucking glossing over fucking Robbie and Rory and then gloss over that fight? Did we pick the fight?
We talked about it, didn't we?
Did we fucking give who we think's gonna win?
Okay, real quick. Fred, who do you think's gonna win?
That's some bullshit. Look at us. Everybody's win this fight, and then we fucking avoid it.
Hey, look, whatever, man. Yeah.
I think that for some reason I think you two pricks are going to pick Rory, but I actually think that Robbie Lawler's going to win this fight. I think this fight looks a lot like the first fight, man. I don't think that old Rory Mack likes getting pieced up too hard, and I think that Robbie Lawler for some reason has learned how to avoid grappling with motherfuckers when he doesn't want to. And as long as he can keep Rory off of him, I think he might even fucking knock Rory McDonald out in this fight, man. I think that if he can keep the fucking distance and make him strike, he can clip him and knock him out. So I'm picking fucking Robbie Lawler by knockout.
Justin, who you got?
Purple Jesus is wrong, dude. I'm picking Robbie motherfucking Lawler.
Ah.
I think he's gonna. I think the same thing. I think Rory McDonald, his striking is kind of jab, punch. He throws a few kicks here and there. It's kind of predictable. It's not. He hasn't really mixed it up too well on his feet. He kind of looks a lot like GSP without the spinning back kick. But he's gonna look to get close. Gonna look to take him down. And I think Robbie Lawler, man. Honestly, I think he finishes him this time. He's not gonna bullshit. He's all business. He's gonna land it on him. I think he might even get a head kick knockout on this one.
Damn. All right. Well, you know what? I'm picking Robbie Lawler. I think Robbie Lawler is finally made it to the mountaintop, and he deserves to be there, man. Hold up. Fucking all right. And Fred will recognize his name for sure. Let me pull up the tweet real quick so I know exactly what I'm about to say to the dude. But Jeremy, you remember Jeremy, right?
What the fuck? Jeremy? I don't know. That's supposed to ring a bell?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, sorry, Jeremy. Jeremiah.
You go to Mexico and fucking forget how to speak English? No, I don't know. I know Jeremiah.
This is the first English I speak in a while. Okay, let's chill. Anyway, but Jeremiah says, dude, Eddie looks so different, but not as gay as Fred when the beard's gone.
That fucking hurts, Jeremiah. At least I didn't fuck your name up. My fucking getting that hair shaved off your top lip fucked your whole fucking pronunciation up, didn't it, Eddie?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm a little fucked up right now. Anyway, I am on pain meds, fuckface, so chill. Anyway. All right, the other card going on, actually the very next day after UFC 189 is the Tough 21 finale. Really only 3 fights worth watching. I wouldn't even say worth watching. 2 fights worth watching. 1 fight that's going to be kind of interesting. Let's talk about that third fight first. Michelle Waterson is making her debut in the UFC against Angela Magana. First of all, I don't know anyone that's picked Magana. I don't know anyone that's going to pick Magana, I don't think. Fred Kirby, how bad does the Karate Hottie snuff Magana?
You know what? Hold on. Before we get to this fight.
This motherfucker. God.
He's dictating the show, goddammit.
Hold on, man. Let me address something right quick. I think Angela Magana might be lying about the size of her ass. I gotta say, that disappoints me greatly. I've seen some fucking contradicting pictures out there. Some of these pictures, she's got one of these, and some of them, it's a little, I don't know what's going on, but supposedly they're both her. That's fucking very disappointing, Angela. It's false advertising. I'm following you on Twitter.
You know, that's a good point. She's got that one picture of her in the bathing suit with her butt stuck out, and we all looked at it like, God damn, what the fuck? Where'd that come from? Then she has one in jean shorts, where she's like pointing at a fucking bruise on her leg, and it's all gone. It's not there. You're like, what the fuck?
That ain't the same ass. I'm an expert in ass, and that is not the same ass, Jack. Now, as far as this fight goes, Angela Magana blows. The Karate Hottie has a lot of upside, and I'm assuming that Big Daddy Joe Silva's seen that, and they're hoping that the Karate Hottie styles on Angela Magana, which she more than likely will. She's probably a bit undersized for the division. When she was on Stand and Bang, she said that making the weight won't be a problem at all, and that she'll be fine. But she's still moving up in weight, so I don't know how she'll fare beyond this. But Magana, I hate to fucking just completely shit clown her, but I'm pretty sure she's a fucking sitting duck in this fight. She's definitely getting brought in there to get that ass whooped.
Yeah, I completely agree, honestly. I think Michelle Waterson's one of those, look, I know she's coming up from the atomweight division. I don't think she's going to lose anything, all right, moving up, especially against Magana, all right? But, Justin, what do you think on this fight?
Magana doesn't stand a chance. Honestly, I think she took those pictures after she did like a squat day or some shit. She hit the gym real good, fucking 2 hours in the squat rack, and then she took that picture, you know what I'm saying? That's what you do. But Michelle Waterson, I mean, she's going to tool her. She won't finish her, but I think decisive, unanimous decision. She's better than like 95% of the girls in strawweight anyway, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I think Michelle Waterson's going to end up giving Magana her walking papers in the UFC. I mean, it's about time, but still. Yeah. All right, the co-main event is Jorge Masvidal against Cesar Ferreira Mutante, who is also one protege of Vitor Belfort. Who also got snuffed by one of the Stand and Bang guests, Sam Alvey. So in a completely unprecedented win, by the way. No one thought Sam Alvey was going to knock out Mutante, and then he did. So now he's got Jorge Masvidal to take on. Fred, you talked to Masvidal. You kind of got to know him a little bit. What do you think what do you think about this fight?
I don't know, man. Jorge's moving up, right?
Yeah, 170 from 155.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see, man. This whole moving up and down and weight thing is so unpredictable. If he fucking can keep shit right and he keeps his power, and he was losing a lot by dropping to 55, I like Jorge in this fight, man. I think I thought he looked really good in his last fight, honestly, though, man. So I don't really know. Like, I don't know, man. He said the weight cut wasn't really that bad, but I guess he just kind of felt like it would be easier to get a title shot at 70, maybe clean slate or something. So I don't know. Those kind of weight division jumps, you really never know how somebody's going to perform. I would go with Jorge, but I'm real interested to see what he looks like at 170.
Right, right. Justin, what do you think?
Man, he's Vitor's protege, but he sure should have learned how to lose like him.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I don't put too much faith into him. But I mean, that's a big move up for Jorge. But fuck it, dude. I'll give it to Masvidal. I'll let him get a successful debut in the 170. I think the guy's got showing that he's got a glass chin. So why not put a street fighter in there and hit him on that chin a couple times, put him to sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Street Fighter, by the way, I finally got to see a video of Jorge Masvidal fighting in one of those Kimbo Slice backyard brawls. He wasn't fighting Kimbo, he was fighting somebody else. But dude is a tough motherfucker, man. However, I am gonna pick Ferreira due to the fact that Ferreira's been at 170 for a while. He's a tough guy at that weight. But Jorge Masvidal, coming up to 170 from 155, I think it's gonna be too much for him. I think, but he's proven dudes wrong before. So all right. Real quick on the main event, Jake Ellenberger taking on Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. This should be a fun fight. This should be a good striking match. I have a feeling, though, that Ellenberger could fuck it up. What do you think, Kirby?
Yeah, if it's a striking match, I'm assuming he will fuck it up. I don't think he wants to strike with fucking Stephen Thompson at all, to be honest with you. Jake Ellenberger punches hard, but as far as being a technical striker, I think he'll be outmatched greatly in this fight. Now, listen, the Wonder Boy hasn't lost since his loss to Matt Brown, if I'm not mistaken, right? So he's low-key on a tear, man. I actually kind of like the Wonder Boy. It's one of those situations, too, man. Shitload more upside than the Juggernaut. So I would rather see him win because I think he might be able to actually go somewhere in the division. So, fuck it. I'm picking Wonder Boy by proxy of I think he's got more upside.
All right. And real quick, Jeremiah was commenting on Jorge, saying Jorge was a big 155er, and that's actually a really good point, too. So, anyway, Justin, what do you think on this main event?
Well, I think fucking Kirby took it again, I think he's sneaking up the division. He's going to tool Ellenberger. Ellenberger's not going to be able to last 2 rounds with the guy. He's gonna try something stupid, come with an overhand right, and get caught with something crazy from Thompson. We're going to see like a highlight reel knockout or some shit. Just doesn't have it no more, dude. He doesn't, and Thompson's coming up. It's going to be over quick.
Agreed, man. I like Thompson in this fight as well. I think Thompson's, he's younger. He's on the come up, and just like Kirby said, he hasn't lost in a while, so that should be his win there. And then real quick, let's get into some Invicta FC13 happening on Thursday in Vegas. So it's pretty much all part of International Fight Week that they're having in Vegas right now. And Thursday we're gonna get 3 title fights. First title fight will be, I believe it's an atomweight title, Herika Tiburcio against Ayaka Hamasaki. Then the bantamweight title, which is the one I'm kind of looking forward to, Tanya Evinger, taking on Irene Aldana from Mexico, and to take on, or basically for the vacant 135 title, and the featherweight title, the one we're gonna talk about, Christian Cyborg taking on Faith Van Duyn. First of all, who the fuck is Faith Van Duyn? And Kirby, do you think this is somehow gonna be Cyborg's last fight at 145?
Not if they ban IVs, Jack. Her funny ass surely ain't fucking leaving featherweight if they ban IVs. I've already seen she came out and said that shit somewhere or something like that. That's not going to happen. Man, listen. Nobody gives a fuck, right? That's the sad truth, man. Nobody cares about featherweight for women, period. She's the only fucking female featherweight that 9 out of 10 fucking MMA heads could name. That shit speaks for itself. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody knows who this other chick is except for maybe fucking select rare few. So when Cyborg comes out and inevitably destroys her, which you can bet your motherfucking soul on that, Jack. Like, you talk about upsets happening, there ain't even no sense in watching that fight. There ain't a God in heaven if Cyborg don't destroy whoever that chick is. So unless she can cut the 35, man, she's irrelevant. You know what she should do? She should go kickbox. because she kickboxed once and got that ass whooped. So clearly she's not the fucking demigod that everybody thinks she is. If she can't make 35 as a mixed martial artist, there's no money there. That the money fights are at 35 in the UFC if you're a female, or now at fucking 15 if you're a female in the UFC. Through Invicta to the UFC, that's where your money's at. If you can't make either one of those divisions, it's like being a guy strawweight. You better move up to fucking 25, Jack, or you ain't doing fuck all. That's just the fucking reality of it. And if not, go fucking kickbox where you can still make some good money at your normal weight, man. It's enough with Cyborg. Either she makes 35 and she stays relevant in our world, or who gives a fuck about her fighting people that nobody's ever heard of before?
And it's the thing that about Cyborg, that's actually been my point for the longest time. It's like, unless she's going to make 135, I don't give a fuck. And then they're like, what doesn't Ronda move to 140? The champ don't move up for no goddamn body. For nobody. Okay? You want to come to the champ, come to the champ.
If it was a real division, maybe. BJ moved up and fought George because they actually had that division. There were stars there. Why the fuck? Let's say Ronda moves up and beats her. Then what? She don't get no belt. She don't get to stay at that division. She just took a all-lose fight for fucking nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even a legit division. Why on earth would Ronda do that? Like, to prove what?
Exactly. All right, Justin, what do you think about this whole Cyborg? First of all, she's going to destroy this chick. But do you think we ever get to see Cyborg cut down to 135? And keep in mind, if they do ban IVs, it's going to be extra hard.
Nah, she ain't gonna be able to cut with IVs gone. But just want to say something real quick. Faith Van Duyn follows me on Twitter.
Oh God.
So don't hate me when I say this, but Cyborg is gonna win. But I gotta say, man, Cyborg's invincible at that division. I mean, the money's not there for her. I don't really understand. She got her ass whipped in kickboxing, so I don't know if that's the next step. Maybe if she takes someone on below who she fought, because she did pretty much take on one of the best women kickboxers in featherweight history. So she shouldn't. Jarina Bars is a fucking beast, and everyone needs to know that name if they don't know it already. She's scary as fuck on her feet, is what she is. But Chris Cyborg, I mean, she's not gonna make no money at 145. There's no money in Invicta. I mean, fuck, man. I mean, the only reason Ronda would go up and fight her, even do a catchweight, is for money. Or money for a pay-per-view spot, and there's nothing after that. There's no gain for her. It's a lost situation except for gaining some income, unless that was like her retirement fight. She was moving on to the movies afterwards, and she didn't give a fuck.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So fuck it, you know?
I think when Ronda's no longer UFC champion, if that ever happens, then we might get to see that fight. But other than that, it's not happening. Because just like you both have said, there's no money there. There's no reason to do it. But anyway, I also have Cyborg winning this weekend. Sorry, Faith. Just protect that face and any other vital organs. And then the other fights on that card: Penny Kinzad against Jessica Rose Clark, Amber Brown against Catherine Costigan, Amy Montenegro against Jamie Moyle, and the Invicta debut of Marina Shafir, who is also known as Ronda Rousey's best friend or whatever, against Amber Leibrock. Either one of you give a shit about Marina, honestly. I mean.
Nope.
Well, he said it. All right.
Did she get beat?
She did get beat. I forgot by who.
Right there's when all my cares fluttered out the window. She got beat before she even made it to Invicta, Jack. I'm sorry, but. Listen, hold on, man. One more fight that I was really curious about on the 189 card. Gunny Nelson and Thatch. What do you pricks think about that fight, man? I love that fight.
Thatch.
Yeah. I like Thatch a lot. I think Thatch coming back against Benson Henderson. Everyone thought that just because he's bigger than him, he should beat him. I thought it was the other way around. I thought the fact that Benson's so fucking experienced and has been a champion or had been a champion for a while. Thatch coming back after such a long layoff. I gave that fight, Henderson that fight. I didn't think it was gonna be the way it was. I thought for sure he'd win a decision, not by submission, but no. But I think Brandon Thatch, now that he's had a fight, he's come back now. He's got some more training in against Gunnar Nelson, who I think, in my opinion, he's overrated. Greatly overrated in my opinion.
Jesus fucking Christ,
I'm sorry.
Greatly overrated?
I think he's greatly overrated. I really do. I think he's got a lot of hype, and it's not going to work out for him. I think Brandon Thatch is going to knock him out. What about you, Fred?
Justin? Justin, go ahead.
I think the same thing, but the one big issue with me with Gunnar Nelson is man, he relies on like two punches. And in that Rick Story fight, he was so fucking, he wouldn't just let it go. He wouldn't fucking let it go. And Rick Story teed off on his ass, and that should have never happened. Never happened, especially with a prospect like Nelson coming up, main event. He should have tooled the shit out of Story, and he didn't. He let Story beat him. And I think Thatch coming off the layoff, he looked decent standing up with Henderson, but he'll learn his lesson getting taken down and shit. Gunnar Nelson he just likes to stand there and react, man. He's not a go-getter like Henderson is. So I just don't think stylistically this is going to be a good fight for Nelson. I don't think he lasts longer than 2 rounds.
All right, you know what? On Stand and Bang, I went with my head, and I said the same thing you cocksuckers just said.
Oh, God.
But for the purpose of this show, I'm turning on all that. Fuck that. I'm saying, listen, I like fucking Gunnar Nelson. Of course, I'm the whole fucking Irish bandwagon prick. I like Gunny, man. I like the way he fights. I like that whole fucking karate style. He's a great grappler. I think that, let's just fucking say for the sake of argument, if he can let his fucking hands and feet go and he can clip Brandon Thatch and make Brandon Thatch grapple, I think Thatch is fucked. If he can get on top of him on the ground, I do think that Gunnar Nelson's a very, very slick fucking character on the ground. And I think he can sub out Brandon Thatch easily if he can get him to the ground. Now, I will agree with you guys, all realistically, Thatch is huge, and him getting him to the ground could be a major fucking problem. But if he lets his strikes go and he can get fucking Thatch even slightly hesitant on the feet and drag him to the ground, I think he can beat Thatch. He does have a path to victory that's very defined if he can fucking implement it. Which, fuck that, I'm saying he does.
All right, hey, you know what? You just want to be against everybody else. We get it.
Yeah, that's goddamn right I do. While I'm against the rest of you pricks, come on before we get done with all this shit. Matt Brown and Tim Means.
Uh-oh.
You know what? I like Matt Brown. I like Matt Brown a lot. I really, really like Matt Brown. However, I mean, how many more fights does he have left in his body? You know what I'm saying?
Whoa. There's a however.
Relax. Okay? I like Matt Brown a lot, but I think he's going to have a very tough fight in 10 minutes. It shouldn't be a tough fight, but I think it's going to be a tough fight. And it's going to be I'm hoping it's going to be the scrap everyone wants. Because, I mean, you see it sounds like a brawl. It sounds like a brawl to me. I'm sure it sounds like a brawl to everybody else. I think Matt Brown's going to win it, but I'm hoping that he gets on a fucking winning streak at some point soon as shit. Otherwise, he's either going to get his walking papers, even though that's actually, to me, I'll take it back. He probably won't get his walking papers. Too exciting, honestly, of a fighter. But I think Matt Brown needs to have an end goal. It's either going to be title or not. Or you're just going to keep, smashing your head in the shit for no reason. You know what I mean? But I'm picking Matt Brown to win that fight. Justin, what do you think?
I'm finally going to give into it a little bit. I know I've been giving Fred a little bit of shit about him, but I'm going to go with Matt Brown too. I'm going to give Matt Brown his due. I think Tim Means is a mean motherfucker, and I think it's my pick for fight of the night. I think it's going to make fight of the night. Fuck the Dennis Bermudez fight. Fuck Roy McDonald, Robbie Lawler, Conor McGregor, Mendes. I think this fight is the fight that's going to get the fucking pay-per-view going. The fight just before the pay-per-view. This is a perfect fight because Tim Means isn't going to back down from the fucking guy. Matt Brown ain't going to fucking back down from him. This is going to be a stand and bang, pun intended, fight. This is, and I think Matt Brown will get the best of him probably in the second round. I think it's going to go past the first. I think they're going to beat the shit out of each other, but second round, I think Matt Brown's pressure is going to overwhelm him.
All right, real quick. What do you guys think about Gilbert Melendez testing positive for PEDs? It was testosterone metabolites, if I remember correctly. But he's banned an entire year. So, look, Reebok, at least you don't have to worry about his fucking shirt anymore, you fuck faces. Can't even spell goddamn Gilbert right. But, but Fred, what do you think about him? First of all, him testing positive. A guy who had spoken out against PEDs test positive for PEDs.
Dude, yeah, fuck, I'm glad you said something about that. I completely forgot about that shit. My noose, you guys can't see it, my noose is hanging up right back here. I got it up to the left. When I fucking heard, I almost jumped off my chair. Jesus fucking Christ. Of all the people, I tell you what, dudes, had you fucking asked me to make a list of the people that you think or assume might be on PEDs, even with stretches, man, Gil wasn't on that list for me, man. You think the Diaz brothers and fucking Jake Shields? I got a better body than Jake Shields. Like, those fucking dudes, I don't know, man. I just, that was, fuck, it seems like every time you think that a certain camp or a certain group of guys probably definitely aren't, bigger than shit, Anderson Silva test positive. Fucking Gilbert Melendez, man. It's sad. It's fucking, it really makes you wonder how bad it is. What the fuck? Like, how many of these guys are actually on something? I tell you what, I wish there was a way you could single out the fuckers who actually aren't and give those pricks some medals or something, because somebody out there deserves a lot of fucking credit because they're competing against a bunch of fucking cheaters. But
Yeah, but okay, Justin, what do you think about? Do you think maybe he was afraid because look, Eddie Alvarez has punching power. You think maybe he thought he was gonna need it to stand with him?
No, I don't think that was it, man. I honestly have no clue because, as Freddie just said, he was one of those guys that I could look at and say, if he's going to test positive for anything coming out of that fucking camp, he's going to test positive for motherfucking cannabis.
Yep.
Not motherfucking steroid. None of that stupid shit. I thought he would, smoke a blunt or two, with the Diaz brothers, and hey, fuck it, man. I got beat, but I was smoking weed. You know what? Fuck it. I came in dazed. But no, man. I just don't look at that crew over there in Cali and Stockton and just say those guys are cheaters, because they don't. They're fucking warrior spirit out there, man. Those guys fucking come to fight. They talk shit. They back it up. They come out and they brawl. I just don't see that. As much as sometimes I don't like Nate Diaz and the Diaz brothers and some of the stupid shit they say, I respect them because I know what type of character they bring to the octagon, and that's shit I want to see. So honestly, it kind of pissed me off when I saw it, and I thought they're actually naming the wrong person, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't believe when I first heard it. I heard it from one of the guys on Crosswell through the chat. But here's the thing that bothers me. The fact that it was Gilbert Melendez bothered me greatly. The fact that now we don't get to see Gilbert against Ayala Quinta, which was going to be an awesome fight, all right, that pisses me the fuck off. Now, Ayala Quinta gets pulled from the card. He's going to have knee surgery. Apparently, he had a knee issue anyway. But Gilbert Melendez, if he ever comes back, he's going to be 34 years old. Fred, does he have a future at all?
it's hard to say. Yeah, possibly. I mean, he won't be terribly old at that point. He can maybe still do so. Here's a fucking question for you guys, though. Gilbert Melendez testing positive. Everybody's going to say the same thing, right? Everybody's going to say they're fucking surprised. Nobody saw this one coming, yada, yada, yada. Let me ask you guys a fucking question. Has the hardcore MMA fan became jaded to, like, does this really matter? Yeah, I'm shocked. And guess how much I give a fuck? None. I'm still going to order the Conor McGregor fight. I'm still going to be stoked. And do we really give a fuck? I mean, like, if we sit here and we'll talk about it and we'll say, oh, well, it's really bad for the sport, and it's probably 80-90% of them are on fucking something. But at the end of the day, what does it really matter? Do we really care as fans? I mean, I care, but I guess not that much. Truth be told, I heard this shit and I was sad for about 5 seconds, and then now it's like, fights are on this weekend. I couldn't be more pumped.
You know what? I understand what you're saying. Right? I completely understand what you're saying. I think it depends, man. I think it depends on how much, how invested you are into a sport. For example, I was talking to you fuckfaces about how I'm invested into the Suns, the fact that they missed out on LaMarcus Aldridge, who went to the Spurs, who I hate so fucking much. Fuck you, Justin. And San Antonio, fuck you too. And Spurs, everybody says the whole goddamn part of Texas, fuck them. Anyway. But I'm kidding, except for the white girl's ass. God damn, they got some white girls with ass. When I was in Houston, never mind. That's a fucking story for another time. Anyway, if you're invested into it, like when Kane lost, I mean, it was obvious. I was fucking depressed. I was like, God damn. But you and Fred, you and Aaron kind of pointed that out. You're like, yeah, we don't give a fuck. Like, it doesn't bother us that much because you're not that invested to it as far as like having a favorite or much of a favorite of a fighter, and that completely makes sense to me. I don't think many people feel that way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think a lot of people are super invested into a certain fighter. So if you're like a hardcore Gilbert Melendez fan, yeah, you're fucking bummed out. But unless you're like, unless Gilbert's like your one favorite fighter, you're probably not gonna care. I was shocked. I was bummed out because he's one of the guys I'd like to watch. But yeah, then I was like, okay, where am I gonna watch UFC 189 this weekend? And it's that kind of sport. It's a what have you done for me lately sport, and that's just kind of how it is.
This fucking cute little prick, fucking Andrew, didn't miss a moment to tweet and say, I care if there are cheaters in my sport. Well, fuck it. You know what? I was going to tweet it to you, but since you're watching, Andrew, are you going to not watch the fucking potato bugger this weekend because of it? I bet you don't fucking slow you down one microdot, goddammit.
No, Justin. I mean, what do you think about what Fred's saying?
In complete honesty, you have to have something crazy's got to be going on in my life on a fucking Saturday night or Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon or wherever the fuck you want to show these fights to pull me away from watching the UFC cards. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I was sad because Quinta and Gilbert Melendez is a hell of a matchup. Yes, that's a fucking thriller right there, and I'd want to see it. When he comes back, schedule that shit back up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna miss a fucking fight unless if I got something to say about it. I'm gonna be sitting my happy ass with a fucking whiskey and coke or whiskey and whatever whatnot. I'm gonna be sitting my happy ass on the couch, and I'm gonna be watching the motherfucking fight. I could care if Wonder Boy's fucking headlining card. I give a fuck if Angela Magana's fucking headlining a card.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm gonna watch the fight, not for her ass, but I'm gonna watch for the card and the fights.
I think you just said a mouthful, though. You just said it. You're like, who gives a fuck? When he comes back, reline the fight up, and I'll watch it again. I don't care if the cute cocksucker did get caught trying to cheat. Just line him back up a year and a half from now. Sign me up. But the funny thing is, you're right. I think if they do that, he serves a suspension. They line that exact fight up again. You have a cute little mouthy prick here and there going, oh, we tried to cheat the first time. Most people will get excited for that fight like this shit never happened and wouldn't think twice about it. Whatever. I just think it's became commonplace in our sport, and most people don't even think about it. Gilbert could come back and win the belt, and a lot of people probably wouldn't even mention the fact that he got caught cheating. Fucking Vitor Belfort's been caught cheating half a dozen times. And had he beat Chris Weidman, nobody'd give a fuck. He'd just be the champ, Jack.
He'd be tainted as shit. Everyone would be calling that shit tainted.
Yeah, tainted, but they wouldn't really care. I mean,
yeah, they won't really give a fuck.
Not had he won, like motherfucker, like some people would talk that shit, but for the most part, he'd be looked at as the champ, like universally. He's got that ass whooped though.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, he did. I'll tell you what though. I wasn't planning on watching the Ultimate 20 or the Tough 21 finale, but I am gonna watch to see if Magana's been lying. I must know. Like I need to know. So tune in, and if Magana's ass is what you think it is, tweet about it. Hit us up at Keyboard MMA or something like that, and then or over at Crossings MMA or at Elaw31. So anything else you guys want to bring up before we go?
Nope, that's about it. I think that wraps up the week in MMA.
All right, fellas. I know you guys are gonna watch 189. I'll be watching Invicta as well. I watch everything, dude. If it's on TV, I'm fucking watching it. I just love that shit. So, all right, thanks for joining us. You can follow Justin at I forgot your fucking Twitter handle. What is it?
One more thing before we jump off here. I'm gonna have two more. I'm gonna have 2 articles come out this week. I got my preview coming out tomorrow morning. Make sure you check into that. And another thing, my boy James Skipper from Unique Kennels. I've been working on that for a minute, but I didn't want it to come out until International Fight Week. That will be done by Friday. So, my friend, make sure you stay tuned. I'm going to tweet it to you.
Make sure you tag us in it so we can retweet the shit out of that, dude.
Yes,
like I
sir.
said, this dude's a writer extraordinaire. What's your Twitter handle?
JHuffman_GLV.
Now, where the fuck do you write at? Tell them where they can find your shit at.
Yeah.
GuardianLV.com, good sirs. My article section is called MMA Spotlight.
There you go.
Yeah, and if you're a Vikings fan, it's a fun guy to talk to, all right? Especially if you want to shit on him, see if Adrian Peterson's going to leave or not.
Shoot the shit, son. Shoot the shit. I'm all about Minnesota sports. You can talk shit about the Timberwolves for all I give a fuck. I will shoot your ass up with some knowledge.
You can follow Fred over at Kirby_MMA and at Gen City Fighting. Aaron Robbins is at Stand and Bang Radio. Sorry. Their website, standandbangmma.com. What was your last episode about?
What was the last episode about? What the fuck? We had on the cat from The Parting Shot, James Lynch.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's his name.
I think so. I think that's his name. Fucking.
Sorry, James.
We broke. Yeah, no shit. We broke down UFC 189, fucking top to bottom. We did the prelims and the main card, and then before that we had the little special with Jimmy Smith. That one was a lot of fun, man. I tell you what. The whole fucking Kimbo, Ken Shamrock thing, I was legit iffy on that fight, and I gotta say, man, Jimmy Smith talked me off the ledge. He brought up some great points. Fixing a fight this day and age is pretty much impossible. There's way too much riding on it, and basically, long story short, if whoever you're trying to fix it with don't play ball, they got one up on your whole fucking organization. So not even a moron of epic proportion takes that chance. So that was good shit, man. He had great insight, and that whole episode was tight. And the UFC 189 breakdown was good too. We went into all of the prelim fights and then all that bullshit. So betting lines, betting odds for all you degenerate gamblers out there like myself. It's a good listen, man. Lots of good bets to keep your eye on.
Yeah, and I can vouch for this fucker. He fucking sends a screen cap to the shit he's betting on. And we all shit on him about it because we know we're pretty sure he's not going to win. And then he fucking wins some of them. We're like, what
fucking
the fuck?
wins, dude.
Crow Cop, baby. Crow Cop.
Dude, when Crow Cop was about to lose, I'm getting ready to fucking tweet the shit out of you, like, hey, motherfucker, what now? And then Crow Cop fucking takes him down and elbows him to death. I'm like, oh, god damn it. Oh,
yes.
This might happen this weekend if Conor McGregor wins. It's going to be me again. Just god damn it.
Yeah, I'll probably get drunk and put some money on Conor McGregor last minute just to spice things up.
I bet you will. But if Chad Mendes wins, we have to see your shaving on camera.
Next week, man, fucking should be. Hey, listen, we get a whole fucking 13 viewers for this big fucking show we do. Next fucking week, I'm shaving my beautiful beard if he loses. I expect some cocksuckers to tune in.
All right. Tell everybody about Fred hopefully, probably shaving his beard. So come back next week. You can follow me at Elaw31. The page is at Crossroads MMA. Also at Keyboard MMA. It's for the Keyboard Warriors. Hit us up with anything. We always talk. We always go back and forth and shit. Retweet all the shit. Be awesome. And go to the page crossroadsmma.com for all the shit we do. And thanks for joining me, Justin and Kirby. And Aaron, we'll see you later. Andrew Reed, thanks for tuning in. Mark Jarbs, Jeremiah, my bad dude. And we'll catch you guys again next week. See ya.